Welcome back again to another episode of View from the Stands. It's a new week and we've got the same old lineup with me. I'm Jordan, the host, and chucking it over to Alex from my right.
How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, Connor.
How are we? Good?
Yeah, good. Harvey.
Hello. How are we?
And finally Tom.
Alright.
Well, so we've got the whole five-side
An ill
team
Tom.
together today.
An ill Tom.
Oh yeah, he is a bit ill.
He's,
So
got
if he starts like coughing in the thing, he's not got coronavirus. Just to go and
I'm not sure.
Unless we all start getting very ill and there's no podcast in the next few weeks, you know what's happened to us.
Things to do for the podcast then.
Yeah, exactly.
Year,
It's that dedication that he should be like in bed, seriously ill, and he's out here making content for everyone now.
Got me carried down, Marvel.
Just to address the little elephant in the room, like some of you may be watching us today via a video platform called YouTube.
The YouTube.
The YouTube.
So we're going up in the
We're not
world.
aware of this.
Yeah, this has been something we've tried to get going for a while, but just to see if it'll work or not. So if you can see us instead of just being able to hear us, that means you've arrived over to YouTube. So we're a View from the Stands over at YouTube. Just give it a watch, and if you like them, we'll keep making it like through video, but they'll keep being uploaded to Spotify as well.
Yeah.
So carrying on, business as usual, and not a lot of football to talk about really this week.
Only the Reds beat the Leeds.
Yeah.
But they're losing to Charlton.
See, Nottingham Forest have had
Quite the week.
to have.
Yeah. Where do we start with them? Like I said, I think I said it last week on the podcast, 1 week we want to go up, next week we don't. This day was like 5 days we don't want to go up now, but 2-0 against Leeds, good result, obviously. But it's almost pointless beating Leeds when you're going to lose to Charlton on like the following game. And we got West Brom Saturday, it just makes it difficult for us, but we shouldn't have too many changes in the side, I think, really.
Consistency's key in it, really.
Especially the championship. You know, you get 2 wins together and you could go from... What was the fact about the championship this week?
Oh, it was something to do with the fact that the distance between first and second in the Premier League is about the same distance between first and 20th in the Championship.
Wow.
20? Is it 22 points?
22 points, yeah, that's from distance between first and 20th in the Championship apparently.
Ridiculous.
Also the distance between certain team and Man City in the Premier League, so that's become uncompetitive now. So it's not even, we don't even really need to talk about Premier League. Actually, we'll just touch on the fact that going back to that Leeds game, a factor of that was Casilla, and he's getting a lot of stick at the moment. He's had a few dodgy performances.
Yes.
Another person, keeper, also having dodgy performances is Jordan Pickford at Everton.
What does
everyone think of him as a keeper?
He can't be the number one in the summer.
It's got to be Dean Henderson, surely.
I think so.
Or even Pope.
I prefer Pope.
Nah, Dean Henderson to me.
I don't know, you can't mistake him, Hendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They won the 5th in the league. And he's a big part of that.
It's got to be Pope.
I think
For me.
so,
For me.
Oh, we've got a split.
I think Pope's a better keeper.
I'm thinking Sheffield United.
Better than Henderson and
Sheffield
Pickford.
United.
The thing is,
I like Pickford, but
he
he's
likes.
just not been doing it this season. You have to be picked on form. So.
I think Gareth picks him because he plays a style, doesn't he?
But if it's picked on form,
first name basis, yeah.
if it's picked on form, isn't it Henderson then?
Yeah,
Because he is one of the best keepers in the league.
Do you know what? I would say personally, I think Dean Henderson's probably been the best keeper in the league this season. I think if you look at Sheffield United,
I think Ben Foster.
Foster had a good
Ben
season.
Foster,
No, I think Dean Henderson. You look at clean sheets, everything.
Ben Foster.
Sorry.
Did you see how they started this season?
And
You've seen that training save, haven't you? When Nigel Pearson absolutely loved it. It was a great save, wasn't it? Have you seen it? Oh, there he is. Yes,
He can't be the best keeper.
I think Henderson's been one of the best, but obviously, like you've had your Alisson.
I'm telling you now.
Who's done?
Well,
He didn't start the season, did he? He didn't start the season, Alisson, because obviously he got injured.
But I'm just thinking that, like, even though Sheffield United have been brilliant defensively, Alisson's like, and that's not taken away. He's a better keeper than Dean Henderson, but this season he's had like such a good defence in front of him. Where Dean Henderson, if you look at the quality of players, even though they've been good, they have no right to be keeping the clean sheets they do.
I think Henderson will get his chance for England, won't he? And if he takes it or not,
I don't know.
I think he'll be in the free, and then when the friendlies come around, he will play.
He'll get a chance maybe when he goes back to United. Well, he's playing for Sheffield United.
Yeah, he's on loan, isn't he? He's only on loan, so.
Yeah, it depends what we do with him though. I mean, there's obviously big talk. He either comes back in the summer and he becomes number one at United, and that leaves where do you put De Gea then?
You know what, I do actually agree with Tom. I think Ben Foster's been very good this
His
season.
quality.
He's been
If he hadn't, if he hadn't, if
He
he
pulls off.
if
Watch
he-
match today, right? He pulls off unreal saves
Yeah,
week after
he
week.
does. He's been very
What else
consistent.
do you want
But
from your keeper?
forget the start because obviously we've got a new manager now. So
He does make mistakes though. Was it that Tottenham
He
game
does, yeah.
where he absolutely fluffed it? He tried to come out and get it and he jumped, it went over him and Ali scored, I think it was.
Every keeper makes
Yeah,
mistakes.
but I like Foster as well. I think
Just putting his name out
The
there.
thing is,
I
he
do
don't, he don't even play England football anyway. So
No, I'm not.
it's-
I'm just.
I do. No, I do.
I wasn't naming him for England. I
You
was
said
saying
one of the
who's
best keepers.
keeper in
Yeah,
the- best keeper
I
in the
do
league.
think he's underrated, but I don't think he's been one of the best keepers this season.
I think if he hadn't retired from England, I think he'd be in the top 3. Out of those 3,
So who you having him at Pickford, Pope, Henderson? Who you taking out
I'd take him
for?
over Pickford, but I'd have Pickford, Pope, and Henderson. I mean Foster. Sorry,
Does any my
I
thing
wouldn't have
with,
Pickford in my top
with
3.
like
so-
Pickford, my thing is I think he's got a bit of the Joe Hart about him. He
Yeah,
gets
he
too
does.
emotionally involved in it.
Yeah.
You know when Joe Hart's just like shouting in the tunnel,
You get
like,
aroused,
yes,
easy.
yes, come on, and then drops someone in the first 5 minutes.
It's almost like they get too overhyped, isn't it? Like too ready.
You
Aroused.
don't want emotional keepers.
For me,
Too aroused.
I don't. You know, it's a bit like Pickford's small, isn't he? He's like what, 6 foot?
Yeah.
I like a keeper, you know, got to be like 6'3", 6'4".
At the same
It
time,
wasn't an issue at the World Cup, was
Yeah,
it? No one was
that's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
Pickford's height in the World Cup.
At the same time, when he's played for England, he's
If
done
he
a
just
job.
starts making a few mistakes for everything, people start talking about his height. Well, no one was saying that during the World Cup.
When he played for
Yeah, because he was playing well at the World Cup, but
Yeah,
when his
exactly.
height becomes an issue, then
when
his
he's
height is,
when he's
you know,
played for England, he's done well. In that Euro Nations, he penalty shootout. And he scored a penalty in that as well, didn't he? He's done a job for England when he's played for.
No,
But
yeah,
if
yeah.
we're going off form of what he's playing for Everton, then you probably shouldn't pick him.
I think what's happened maybe is the fact that he is like an emotional player. Everton have had like such a up and down season that he gets too involved in the games, like the emotion of the encounter, where you want your keeper to be the calmest guy on the pitch always. As soon as a keeper starts losing his head, not a good sign, is it? Because you've got to be focused, haven't you? And I think with him, he gets too just rattled by stuff.
I think the thing as well is if you see an uncomfortable keeper, it makes the defence a bit shaky as well because they don't feel like secure in the back.
Do you think if Heaton hadn't got injured, do you think he'd have been in that 3?
I don't think he would have been in the. He would have been in the shout for it. I like him for England. He always gets
He's
in the
always
3
been in the
normally.
squad.
He might have been in the 3, might have been.
I
But
like Heaton. I think he's a quality guy.
probably wouldn't have been
probably
the
fair
starter.
choice,
at all.
I'd say.
Like he'd be
Yeah.
there, but not anywhere near starting. I don't think.
So here's the thing going back to Pickford, right? Do you reckon if England had made the World Cup final, how do you think he would handle that? Because I'm thinking about it now. You could have almost seen him making a howler in like a World Cup final. Because with that's like I don't want to put it on him like because it's not happened, but you know.
He's alright in the semi-final, and that was big. That like,
Yeah.
He made a good save, didn't he? Like
that was like big for us. Like, that probably felt like a
There was,
final for him.
Oh, who was it now? But he tipped he proper had to go backwards.
Colombia won it.
Tip one.
Oh,
Oh,
90th minute
yeah.
against
What
was
a
it?
save
Who hit that?
That
Mina
unreal.
was it or something? Who hit that? He scored, didn't he? No, Mina, I think.
Yeah.
But what a strike that
Yeah.
was and a save. I don't know.
There's obviously a good goalkeeper in there. Like I'm not disputing that because Everton played quite a lot for him, didn't they? Everton played
30
a lot
million.
for him.
Where was he from?
Sunderland.
Sunderland, wasn't he? Yeah. Where was he? Did he somewhere before that or not? No, he's
No.
from Sunderland.
No.
Isn't
I remember him like when he broke through at Sunderland and everyone was like, he's a good young keeper. He's good
It
with
was
his
a
feet.
relegation
as well.
season, wasn't it?
he? Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I mean, if anything ever happened to Edison at City, you guarantee Pep would look at him because he can play. Well, I say he play a bit, but every time I watch Pickford, he seems to just like batter it.
His
He can hit it
distribution
well.
used to be really good though. Like,
Yeah.
I remember I think I watched him for under 21s a few times, and he was literally knocking balls out.
I
Like,
suppose it
out his
depends on
hand
who
as
you're
well.
playing with as well, isn't it?
He's got a nice technique. The way he
Pinpoint,
keeps it.
yeah.
So obviously, and then we'll go back to the Leeds goalkeeper, who I can't claim to watch anyone who watches a lot of Leeds, but every time I do seem to watch him or hear about him, it's because he's had.
Did you see the
howlers
goal?
and stuff.
See the goal he conceded last night?
Yeah, apparently he let it under his foot. didn't
Someone
he?
literally passed the ball back to it under his foot, and Ben Ron was the other side just to put it back in the back of the net.
It must be so disheartening when you're in a bit better form. You're playing Brentford
Yeah.
away and then that happens. You're like,
Yeah, but this is on the managers, I think. When someone's in bad form and they're unconfident, take them out of the lineup. You keep putting them in the firing line. It's
Yeah,
on
well,
your head then.
After the Forest
It's
game,
not on him.
Bielsa did say something like, "It's not his fault this game whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
it's not a single person's mistake.
Yeah.
It's the whole team." But going to Leeds as a whole, I think it's just confusing how they do it every season. Like a manager Bielsa as well, being rated so highly by the likes of Guardiola as one of the best managers in the world.
Yeah.
How can that be if you're struggling to?
He's also got that stubbornness though. You know where Pep's failed this season,
Yeah.
like it's his way or he won't change. the football has to change for him, otherwise, because
You saw it with the strikers. He loves Patrick Bamford.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the worst thing
he
about
sent
it.
Eddie Nketiah back to Arsenal, didn't he? So
No, they recalled him.
oh, there's a all right.
But then he
Well,
said something about Nketiah, I
and-
saw the other day, that he thought that you can't come here and expect to play just because you're on loan. But I thought Nketiah was doing alright.
and then they bought the new guy, and then they don't even play him. Like left him
He's-
out.
he's-
I know he's like
he
young,
got injured.
but
in
he's
like
not
under
fit, yeah.
23s game
But-
the other day.
surely he's fit enough to play 10 minutes.
He played-
You need a goal.
he did.
You're
He
going to
played
bring him
against-
on.
He played.
You know what I mean?
He
He
played
played
like
10 minutes the other day against
like
Forest.
25 minutes. Didn't
And
he?
Brentford,
Against Forest, played quite a lot, didn't he?
yeah, no, probably more than 10, yeah, 15, 20. But like, what is the next step for Leeds if Bielsa doesn't get him up this season? Do they keep
Off.
him? Or I think they're probably hoping that he resigns.
I think you keep him because they were
It's a
when
weird
they
one, though,
were
isn't it?
like what finished 14th
Yeah, at the same
that
time, like,
season, and
oh,
they went to what?
Yeah, look at the other side. They're getting playoffs, aren't they?
Exactly.
If they was to replace Bielsa, then they'd probably end up having to change their playing style.
And
That's
it's just-
not. That's
and
it. You can't just come in, have a pre-season, and then kick on again.
They're
Can they-
looking at
It'd
recruitment.
be another
and,
season of not going up.
Can they get better than Bielsa as well? Really?
Exactly.
Well, the problem is, I think if they don't go up, Phillips will go. Because I think
he's a top
There's a lot of
player.
he's a good
interest.
player, isn't he? He want to push on
Ayling.
for England eventually.
Ayling will go. Ali
Ayling?
Oxlade will go.
Ayling?
Ayling
Ayling's
won't go
decent.
anywhere.
He's half average, he is.
No.
But Harrison
Don't
will want to play the Prem, won't he? So
Brentford, wasn't it? Janssen as well. Played
Yeah.
against them last night. But no, I don't understand Leeds at all. Bamford as well is, like you've said, it must be the most frustrating thing for Leeds fans, having to see him up front every week.
Yeah.
That's not against he does nothing.
He's like, he's not a clinical striker.
He's just so
he's lightweight.
yeah. He doesn't want. He's not interested. I don't think really. And he doesn't, obviously the fans on his back doesn't help. But if you put it in, they won't.
It's deserved
yeah,
criticism though.
yeah,
You know, if he
yeah.
put himself about, then it's
Yeah.
fair enough. But
But Leeds just didn't look.
I saw some
didn't
guy
look
on
at it.
TalkSport last night was begging Sam Allardyce to come manage Leeds.
Oh, I saw
I
something.
need
Yeah.
you, big Sam. We need you.
I saw something about that.
Do you not know? I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and
He
apparently
could sit on the.
he's a lot
he
more
could sit-
tactical than you think he is.
No,
Apparently
he's
Sam
probably-
Allardyce
Break
is a
the
lot
bucket
better
when he's
manager
on.
than people give him credit for.
No offence, Big Sam.
Yeah,
well, he did a job with Bolton, didn't he?
Yeah, no, this is the thing. So he took Bolton into Europe and stuff, and apparently
he's
he's
like a
very
Steve Bruce, I think.
Apparently, like, obviously I don't remember that time when he was at Bolton and stuff, but he gets like lunch with us. Oh, he played long ball and stuff. He apparently only ever did against the teams he needed to. The other times, so if they were playing teams below him, they were like playing them off.
That's
the
what you
park
got to
those
do.
weeks.
That's what you got to do
Good players,
sometimes.
didn't they, Bolton back then?
Yeah, the JJ Koch.
You've got if some teams you can't play that sort of football against, and I think you probably understood that. Sometimes we have to play like the nasty way, and that's probably what a Leeds Bielsa side should be doing now. Like instead of trying to play from the back and try and keep the ball in possession, they should probably try and be more direct now and just try and grind out results. They got the players
But
there.
it's like we were on about Bournemouth, wasn't it? They had the same issue.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
They're just
Oh,
trying
you
to
were
play
saying
this
that last
certain
week,
brand
yeah.
of football, isn't it? So. And
Problem
they need
is,
to
like,
get something.
they've got plan A, and if that doesn't work, they just try and do it again, but differently. They don't have a backup. They don't change their way, and I think that's what's costing them some games. Like
Yeah.
if they had the plan B, they could even grind out a point. It could make them that step closer. You know.
Yeah,
That's
they
been the Man City issue as well.
They
isn't
didn't
it?
look like they had a different plan, did they? So when we watched them Saturday, it looked like they were the same. Sort of like they were going for the same route, like getting crosses in, which were leading to nothing. If you were to pick 3 teams to go up from the Championship this season, though, who would it like? From what you've seen, or what,
Who do I think?
who do you think who do you think's going to go up from the Championship this season? The 3 teams.
West Brom, Fulham, and
Fulham.
Leeds.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Are you saying that out of bias?
No, I think Leeds will go. Because I think they've got just, they're good enough team.
I don't think they have.
I think
I think West Brom first, Fulham second, and
I agree with that. Top 2.
definitely they had a good January as well. They got some good players in. I don't know in the playoffs that's
What's for Fulham then? What's
mainly Brentford.
They've got that Knocker, haven't they? He's played for
Yeah,
Brighton.
yeah,
Is he still
Knockout,
good?
yeah. He's always a danger, like you know.
I was thinking that when they signed him, I thought, that's a quality
When
signing
he
for the
gets,
Championship.
he can play Prem still probably.
Cavaleros, aren't they?
Yeah, they got and Mitrovic up top.
Saw him playing the other week. Who were they playing? I was watching them play
Borough?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they played really well.
They were alright. I think Borough are lucky at the same time though.
Yeah.
But
In the playoffs, though, I think if I had to back anyone, I actually thought we'd go with Forest.
we're good against the big
Depends who
teams.
you played. Like if you've got players like Dawson, Graben, Watson, players that have been there, still got the
Dawson,
T-shirt.
I don't think he'd be playing.
Well, you know what I mean.
I love
Within-
Dawson as well,
Within the
but-
squad, and then you look at teams like Brentford, Preston. Who
Yeah.
else might be in there? I don't know if they.
I do think
on
to
the
Leeds'
stage.
defence, Calvin Phillips has been suspended, hasn't he? and their form has gone
that
down.
doesn't help. He was
massively.
back yesterday, wasn't
He was. I mean,
they got a point at Brentford, which is
exactly.
a good point.
And the only goal Brentford scored was a
Dodgy
mistakes.
goal.
I think.
Goal.
I mean, yeah, I think.
But,
you know,
what were you just saying? What did you just say to me about Dawson and...
I'm just saying,
experience.
having a
Experience.
few
Sorry,
players like that in your squad might just have that, give you that little edge over teams like Preston and Brentford, who probably haven't been there. And
looking at two legs though, and this is something that concerns me. Millwall being in form, I lost to West Brom last Sunday. If they were to get playoffs, going there two legs would be
tough.
you wouldn't get anything out of the Den, would you? Like that'd be such a hard place to go, especially in the second leg.
I still think there'll be a late one. There's always a late one that comes
Yeah.
in. Someone like Blackburn. So I reckon they might push.
Maybe Birmingham.
It was us last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We was like 13th.
There's 15, 14 games to go.
10 wins in a row.
As soon as you get the momentum,
Yeah.
you're the one to watch out for in the playoffs. No,
I
you
still
won't
think
want to get
Sheffield-
drawn.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, but they've got money problems with them, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think Birmingham City, 3 wins in a row now. They beat Forest. They beat who'd they beat?
Got Hogan.
Bristol City, away, and then they beat Barnsley last night.
Yeah.
3 in a row. Scott Hogan's
Mellon
got
in the
goals.
middle for him, mate. He's
Yeah.
doing a bit, so
Yes. I don't want to call them, but
I think we all
Heard it
think.
here first.
I think we all think West Brom are going to go up. I mean,
I don't know though.
I don't want them to. Of
If
course.
they don't with that squad,
I mean,
that's shocking.
yeah, but they've done well in January as well.
Mm.
Buying like Grzycki,
Yeah.
it's buying top quality
Callum
players.
Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, but
Same with Fulham though. Like they've got a team
yeah,
that should be
yeah,
going
yeah, definitely. But I still think Leeds will do it.
up. Mm.
I think West Brom, Leeds, and Brentford for me. But I
It'd
don't
be
know. I still think Blackburn might do it as well.
It'd be
if we
great
get
to
in
see
playoffs.
Leeds and Forest back in the Premier League as a neutral. That'd be brilliant.
Forest, not Leeds.
Thanks, thanks, mate. I take that. I did see a stat yesterday about every team that's beaten Leeds this season.
Has lost.
The next game they lose minus Fulham, who drew.
All right.
So obviously we beat them and then
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
to Charlton. Fulham drew. There was like Wigan. Obviously they're going to lose, though, aren't they? We're going to pour.
I'd love to see Leeds actually go up and then get relegated straight away. That'd be beautiful, especially if United could have a hand in it. But
That's the thing as well. He doesn't stay at clubs very long anyway. So as soon as they get up, will he stay?
Who's this?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Who's
I mean,
this,
he might
sorry?
stay.
Bielsa.
He might stay
Bielsa.
one season
It's-
and then go.
If
But, I
if they
mean-
went up, he would obviously stay for a season at least. It's whether they don't go up. I think is more of an issue.
he'll go if I don't think they're up.
Yeah.
We want to be manager in the Championship for ages.
He's a weird manager though. He just like
Did you hear
On
that
touch
thing about
lines.
him that when he loses, he lays naked in the dressing room for like 30
you
minutes?
made that up.
What is
Look,
this?
he's
Right.
apparently
Where'd
goes to
you
the
hear
physio
that?
table and he just lays naked.
Right,
just can't play.
don't worry about me, guys.
Where did
that's
you hear
why
that?
Who's got the talc?
just my sources. You know.
Sammy Amiobi. He's done me again.
Wow.
I'd love for that to be true. Can you imagine that?
He's a weird man. He's a
Can you
weird
imagine
guy,
just
though.
walking in after you've lost and they're like, I don't want to go
Oh,
in. It's like,
he's
guys,
naked
we've got to
again.
go back in. He's just let that like.
The worst
back
thing is
up.
like lying on the bench on his side.
I love it like David Brent or something. Just one leg over the table.
Have you seen a picture of him outside the dressing room after a game? He's like just crouched down on the floor with his hands over his eyes, like
I was watching him during the Forest game. He must have bloody strong
Yeah,
legs
he just
because he
knocked down-
sits there like the whole game.
squats. He squats for like 90 minutes
A little
watching the game.
subtopic then. Who do you think are the strangest managers going? Who do you look at and think,
Bielsa's up there.
He is definitely
Yeah.
up
Oh my God, Johnson for Bristol City.
there.
he's a weird.
He's a little
isn't
dwarf.
he?
He's a little
He's
dwarf.
angry. He's got those little
Yeah.
man syndrome, hasn't
See what Jude Bellingham said to me the other day?
He said, what was it?
He was like, he's 16 years old.
And
And he was wasting time, wasn't he? And he went like, he was shouting at Bellingham and he was like, who the fuck are you? And Johnson's down here like,
he seems to get very agitated and stuff.
yeah.
He just moans about anything. He said when we beat him at Villa Park last season, in his post-match presser, he said the problem is Villa put the away fans on the side of the pitch, so it's like having two home ends behind each goal, and that's why we lost.
Weird. Another weird one. Paul Cook. Have you seen him live for Paul Cook? You
Wigan.
must have.
Yeah.
For Wigan.
Wigan.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
He shouts. He's classic Scouse, just giving it all. Like, and he gets so angry. And then that after the interview, what interview was that? Stoke. Someone's cutting the grass. And he's told the grass, mate, we're doing an interview, can you stop for 2 seconds? Cheers, man, cheers. So funny watching him.
Well, I mean, the all-timer must be Neil Warnock, surely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that
That's
Neil
it,
Warnock
yeah.
documentary is literally like
Oh,
someone scripted that.
That is brilliant.
Some of the lines in that is
That's Danny, go run a bath, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick looking at it. Cool, that's
It's
a good
such
one.
but even on the documentary on the whole, even the bits that aren't clipped up and stuff, like team bonding takes them to like the coldest
Yeah.
place possible, gets them to run in the sea and stuff. Like, what are you doing?
It's such a great documentary.
That so Paul Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't it at Pompey when he had that interview after the game when he said, "Oh, he's fallen out."
No, that was Accrington Stanley.
That's the Accrington
Yeah.
Stanley. I've made you feel sick.
I feel physically sick. I'm just falling out of Lord football.
Oh my
I
God.
thought that was him.
No, that was Accrington Stanley one. It sounds exactly the same as him though.
Looks like it.
He was at he got in a fight with Guardiola as well, didn't he, Paul Cook? In the documentary. It was like something about red cards or something.
Was that the
or Leeds? It was either on the Leeds documentary or City one. Because obviously City Wigan played Man
Wasn't that
City in
in
the
the-
cup.
yeah, and
It was 1-0.
Fabian Delph got sent off.
Yeah,
didn't he? yeah.
Wigan won 1-0.
I mean,
Yeah.
Pep's a weird bloke though. He's
I was going to
definitely
say
up
that.
there.
Yeah.
He's just like
Weird, like
the
genius way, like
No, I don't
tactical.
even. I think like the presses and stuff after he loses the game, like
He's
when,
so
when he
insecure.
wins, he's actually really like about the teams. When he loses, he's very like, oh yeah,
He's
well
like
done,
kind
well
of
done, well
obsessed,
done.
isn't he?
Yeah. And
See, I saw someone on Twitter, and he was saying basically, if he'd have gone to a club that didn't have the budget of Man City, he wouldn't be a successful manager. Like, that's
Fair enough.
I'm don't get me wrong, probably wrong, but it's just weird him saying that.
So I've put that.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I haven't even seen that City documentary, and even if you had, I bet that doesn't show him at his proper full. But
Yeah.
he's an odd one, isn't
And
he?
obviously you've got Mourinho as well, but
I
that's
was
just like
just gonna say,
I think Mourinho's
Just gonna
parody
say.
though. I don't think Mourinho's
Yeah,
as
he's-
weird as he puts out. I think
he's funny.
Mourinho's very like, he's very like self-aware of what he looks like. Like, I think he's that smart. Like, he knows that everything he says in a press conference isn't like, oh, he's just said it off the cuff. He's doing everything.
It was the video the other day when he went, someone went, why have you shaved your hair off? I went,
He's like-
well, I went to sleep and I woke up and I thought, it looks dreadful.
just give me the one all over. Just give me the one.
No, he's a good. And the worst thing about the Premier League over the last few years is I just wished that Pep Guardiola Mourinho thing, they were just closer. Even at Spurs,
Yeah,
it's not. If they'd been them two, not just on a United point, but if they'd been them two battling for the league and the mind games going on between them two. You know when they were like Barcelona and Real Madrid and they hated each other. Like,
Yeah.
you see, like it's that thing. Who was it? Was Pep manager of Barca when Inter went there, and Mourinho was like Ibrahimovic is like talking to Pep or something, and like Mourinho walks over, he's like eavesdropping and
Yeah, I
stuff.
think it was like
And
that.
then like at the end, obviously when they win, like he's running
Yeah,
out
he-
of the pitch. He
And
loves
Victor
it.
Valdez
doesn't
comes
he?
flying over and
He
like,
loves it. I do miss it. Like Mourinho when he's on top form.
yeah,
He's
can't beat it.
I still think that.
Juventus last season.
And yes,
What
we
a
beat them
picture.
2-1, and do you know what? We were awful.
Yeah.
They were all
Well,
over
that's
us. I
right.
remember it, and Matt scores a good free kick. My God, you've never seen a scrappier goal in the winner. It's back post to Fellaini. About 4 people have touched it before it's gone in. He's like tactical genius,
Brilliant.
everything. Like, imagine if it had been him who was manager of United when we beat PSG away.
Wow.
He would have been knee slides all over the gaff, wouldn't it? He would have been like, oh, I'm the greatest.
He is
Talking of knee slides, Di Canio when he was at Sunderland.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Canio when he was, I used to go watch Swindon when he was a Swindon manager.
Swindon.
I remember like
Berserk.
Yeah.
Absolutely berserk.
it was like when I was quite young, and then like cause when my brother played for him, a bit like the training ground or something. Like I remember once I was walking behind him, I was thinking, oh, it's just like scary. My mum
Yeah.
used to love him, but he's an old one. Everything like just mental. He was entertainment though. Like you never at that time that Swindon team were good, but they never had good good players. It was him. He was the selling point. And you never get that. It's weird when managers become the selling point of football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think that was the thing. Even Mourinho at United, I think he was almost like the whole
Gets
thing
people
was
in.
who was the star player there? Was it Mourinho or was it Pogba?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he likes to be the man at the club. Like I'd say at Spurs, I'd say Mourinho's probably the biggest selling point there now. I mean, you can talk about Harry Kane, but I still think in like world football, I think Mourinho's probably.
I think
like,
the stadium
a
is.
star. Well, probably stadium.
In terms of getting people in,
Yeah.
new stadium, give people like Spurs fans who haven't been before.
I
to
still
go
think
to
they'll
the
get
stadium.
top 4, you know, Spurs.
Yeah,
I think they will. I think he's more likely to
maybe.
get in.
I don't know.
If Kane comes back as well and he's playing well, I think they're better than. No matter what season they have, I look at their team, the manager. I'd say they're better than Chelsea. They're better than United. They're
Yeah.
definitely better than Arsenal. Sheffield United, who've done so well to get where they are, but
Wolves, of course.
yeah.
No.
I I mean, I always thought Wolves had been a bit in and out this season, but they've started to pick it back up again. They'd had a poor run, like when we beat you in the FA Cup replay, and we looked at the form table for them, and they weren't like, the form was a bit inconsistent, I remember.
I still think you've got the depth. Like, you've got a good start in 11, and then I don't think you've got backup, I'd say, would you?
I think we've done well with with having Bolly out, obviously, I said before, but I think everybody thought we were going to struggle, but we've actually done pretty well. I think we had a decent January.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think you are right, but it's just with Europa League starting as well again. I think we're gonna. It's one of them whether we know whether we can prioritise one or whether we. So we're not going to go down, of course, now. So it's whether we stick with where we can go or whether we try and go for the Europa League final or whatever. I don't know. It's a difficult one.
I think the point is, it's all to play for in all the leagues.
Can I just add, Connell has actually got a full kit on today.
Yes.
Oh yeah, if you could actually sit on
Give us a stand up.
So
Pull the
this
socks
is-
up,
this
pull the
is
socks up.
this- I'm sorry for the Spotify lot, but it's actually a YouTube exclusive.
On
here.
on the chair.
Stand on the chair, mate.
I still
Both socks up.
Oh gosh.
I'll hold it, don't worry.
That's a hey, you can't be mixing and matching
Full
areas.
socks up.
Well, see,
You should be able to see it. Look,
Says Inter Milan on there.
Unbelievable. That's
you can't be
commitment.
mixing and matching.
He's got
kit
two
like that.
tops underneath.
So,
That's a bit chilly in
who,
here.
who paid you to come like that?
Yeah.
I did ask by the
Why
looks of it.
Please tell me why you have got a full kit on.
Well, you know I got a full kit on.
I don't.
Here we go. All you were like, oh yeah, next pod we're going to do a shorts full kit. And those shorts. Oh, anyone idiot that turned up for that. All you guys, we bought the shirts, we didn't bought the shorts.
Well, we never were going
I
to.
thought you were very well knowing that we were joking about the full kits. You
No.
even said something. You said, "Oh look, he's laughing."
He even said to me this morning, he went, I didn't know where my boots were, so I didn't bring them.
No one
You're
wants to
missing
see
some
these
shimmies,
shorts.
mate. And so you needed to go Sports Directs on the way, pick up some Sondicos. We would have been well away.
No one wants to see me in shorts. That won't be allowed on YouTube.
So we're going to move away now
Explicit.
from what's happened, because there's not a lot that happened recently. One win the Proc, obviously, and because of that, also we're going to just skip over Person of the Week this week, because
Yeah.
there's not been enough for
Except
us to
from,
talk about on there.
Except from Sammy Amiobi, but... Oh, lolly.
Sammy Amiobi.
He scored against Leeds. He didn't play yesterday, it's not his fault.
Right.
You know, we can't blame him for
I'm
yesterday's
surprised he's
result.
still playing, to be honest.
He's a bad player.
He's been around
He actually
for a
was
long
alright
time.
Saturday.
I was there.
Jordan,
Yeah.
let's get it going.
Yeah, we'll move on from the
He was alright yesterday.
conversation. So the main talking point today is not Sammy Amiobi, it is the modern footballer. So
Hey.
just in general, obviously, what is the modern footballer like? Have footballers got nicer? Have they got better? Are they better role models than they were past? But we're going to start with is a few little tales from anyone who's had an encounter with a footballer who has any good. Well, I mean, I know Harvey Lawrence has got a few encounters. I
Oh,
met
there we
Harvey
go.
Lawrence.
Harvey always has a story.
First time
Where shall we start?
First time we went on a night out, he told us about 6 or 7 of them. Did he, Tom? Like,
Yeah, did you know? I actually met Van Dijk.
yeah. Sorry. What's your name again?
John and Drink.
You know that meme was just someone like whispering in someone's ear in the club. It's like, then basically that is the time on that Virgil Van Dijk in a restaurant.
Yeah, so I have met a certain Virgil Van Dijk, you know.
Go on, story then.
It was just before he left for Liverpool, about November. So just last month to Southampton. Sister's graduation in Winchester. He was probably living in Winchester. Well, I was in some restaurant for a graduation. And he walks out, I was like, my dad went, that's Virgil Van Dijk, isn't it? Big lad, like 6 foot whatever he bloody is. Comes flying. I was like, oh my god, what is this?
He walked
Couldn't
in
stop
and
looking
went,
at him.
Harvey Lawrence?
Yes, mate.
Who are you? Anyway, I asked him for a picture and he went, yeah, I'll come over in a minute, because he was cleaning up his daughter's mess that she created from her too.
He's a stand-up guy.
Came over and got a picture, but I put flash on. I thought, oh, for God's sake.
Flash on.
Van Dijk's like that.
Blinded him
Yeah,
out.
see you later. But yeah, that was
See him
a
stars for the next 30 seconds.
great to meet him.
We've
Great
still got a
guy.
photo of it.
I have. We might be able to
We might be able to
insert it
get
into
that
the
out.
old,
If you're watching on YouTube, hopefully
YouTube.
right now about the photo is somewhere.
Right now.
Somewhere about there.
No, we can't do that.
We're not that good.
It'll be up soon.
Go on, you had another one.
Oh, the best one.
Yeah.
The best one is the Isle of Wight story, meeting a certain goalkeeper. So it's about 2 a.m. at the Isle of Wight festival. You know, we were just with the mates. I lost my mates at this point, and I stood next to someone
They lost you.
who looked
convenient.
familiar. Looked
He did it
familiar.
on his own.
Honestly, should we leave? We won't stop banging on about people he's met.
Looked familiar. He was with his missus. I kept looking. I was like, I recognise him, but I don't know who it is. So I just left him. I found my mates. I went, oh right. And I was like, I think there's a footballer here. I might have said Rob Green, but I said, I think there's a footballer here. And, oh yeah, Rob Green's here. I saw it on his Instagram or something. I was like, oh, that is who it is. So after the little set finished, we saw him, and he was there in his Danger Mouse suit. This should be up on the older YouTube again. In his Danger Mouse suit. And I was like, can I have a picture, mate? He had a vodka and coke and something. Like, yeah. 2:30 in the morning, just like, yeah, go on. Great
The
guy.
thing is, he must have been, 35 at that time? He's quite
It
old,
was
isn't
3 years ago,
What's
probably.
he still doing going to festivals?
I think he was playing for Leeds at the time. It
he?
was before
He
Chelsea.
was definitely in his 30s.
He was probably about 30, 31.
Yeah.
I think he goes every year though. Crouch goes every year as well to Isle of Wight Festival.
Yeah, you
I
can,
didn't
spot,
see him.
you can spot him in the mosh pit.
Didn't see him, unfortunately.
Kasabian's biggest for Kasabian's
He was loving Waterfront. No, Waterfront. Water
Park.
No, it's a band. Can't remember their name. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Wildfront. That's what it is. He's a big fan of my sister's boyfriend's best mate plays for him or something. It's
Plays for him?
Part of the band. Is that what you said? He plays for him. He plays the guitar or something.
Plays up top for that band.
So
Number 9.
that's
behind.
big fan of them apparently. So he was there backstage then, but I didn't see him unfortunately. But that was a great story.
Good story.
Great story.
Anyone else had some really good like.
I have footballers, you know, there's a kind of thing that, you know, that they're not very smart, you know, it goes around because, you know,
That's harsh.
it's just kind
Stereotype.
of like stereotype, isn't it? Because, you know, they were so good at a young age, didn't really need to focus on school. But I don't agree with that. But I met Stuart Pearce when I was
Legend.
about 10. He's
Absolute
like
legend.
coaching Sheffield United under 18s, and I went up with my dad, and he goes, yeah, can you sign this for my son? And he goes, yeah, sure. What's his name? And he goes, it tells him Alex, and he goes, yeah, how'd you spell that?
You've got to be sure. You know,
It could
it's
be.
not X.
And then I
You
think
might have heard Alec.
no,
Alex's.
he heard Alex, and he went, how'd you spell that? I went,
He's a quality
Oh,
footballer,
yeah.
isn't he?
yeah.
Unreal baller.
Not so much for a good manager, really.
He had a good 2 months at Forest.
I know.
And then down.
Yeah.
Well, the David James up front.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's the last resort, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you want to do this, and I'm a tactical genius once he bangs one in at the end, but no,
Didn't happen.
just a bit of a div, to be honest.
Love him.
Anyone else met anyone?
When I was younger, Harry Van used to take me to Bodymoor Heath at this training ground, like in the summer holidays and that. Sort of like, you know, they pull in through the gates and they just do the wind downs.
Oh, you're one of those
Sign
kids
an
there.
Autograph. Yeah, I went a few times. I used to love
Darren!
used to
Darren
love it, to be
Ben!
fair. But,
Not Darren Ben, actually. Don't bring him into it.
But to be fair, when Petrov signed for Villa from Celtic, it was in that pre-season, and he's pulled it off and just, you know, he'd done his window down. So I'd like to have an autograph, and he's like, yeah, no worries. He turned his engine off, like got out his Range Rover, and like shook my granddad's hand, was like speaking to my nan,
What a great guy.
talking to me. It's just like on his
That's
way
lovely.
to training. And there's like a 10-year-old lad, that was like starstruck, and then just loved Petrov then for the rest of his career, and
Nice
I think
guy.
everyone loves him. He's great. He seems like
Yeah.
a great guy, Petrol.
especially like, you know, what
What he's been
for us
through,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty mad. But that's just obviously one of the things that stands out for me. Then a bit of a contrast. I met Gareth Barry and Stephen Davis at McDonald's.
Lovely.
Yeah,
What are they getting?
didn't ask.
What do you want? Lads, I'll buy it.
So what
6
was
years
you-
old.
so
What do you want?
just walked
So-
into
some
Macca's
me,
and they're
some
like
me.
stood
Dad,
there.
get the card.
I think I was thinking I was even younger than 10. I've got some pictures of it, and I think I was probably like 7, 8, or pretty young. I think it was like there was a meeting thing. Like, I don't think they weren't just like in McDonald's. I don't think. I think they were. You know, it was advertised that they were there. But it's just really weird how it was McDonald's. I don't.
They probably had a sponsorship with them thing at the time, when they.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going to the local McDonald's and there they are.
Blimey.
That story would have been a lot better if they literally just like buying a Big Macs or something like that. Trying to
Do you want
hook up and
anything, mate?
everything, 'cause they're not meant to be seen. Like, oh, do you guys play for Villa?
Me, Villa.
No, don't know what you're on about, mate. Gareth Barry, never heard of him. Anyone else met someone? Conor had a story about getting nutmegged by someone or something.
Yeah, go on.
I was filming at the Wolves Academy. And,
Through the bushes.
Wow.
This pod, man.
Disgusting and vile.
That's shocking. We're gonna
He's happy
edit
with
that.
that.
We're gonna edit this bit out.
So, are we allowed to speak about this on the radio?
Anyway,
Who's your favourite player? Like, film your favourite players.
Let's put an 18 rating on it.
probably, well, he's probably not very well known, but George Olifanyana is a Wolves midfielder.
You can Wikipedia. We'll have to pay
And,
him.
yeah, you can search him if you never heard of him. But he's decent actually. And I was filming and just walked past. There was a football, and tried to mix me, but he failed. Of
You
course.
booted it away.
No, I just
Him.
I just turned around and he started chuckling to himself. I was like, oh jeez. But-
Conor chipped it up. Shoot. Took a touch, got it past him. So I mean, moving on from that then, is obviously most of those stories, we didn't hear any stories there where you've met footballers and they've been a bit, you know, like they haven't been dicks or anything like that.
Phil Jones was a dick, actually.
Oh, I had
You met Phil Jones?
I met him, but he was like, we wanted to meet him, and he was just like off in a brush.
Oh really?
What was
It was Saints on 23s, Man United. That's about 3-4 years ago. No, probably longer than that. 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because he came back from injury or something.
Yeah,
We were like,
yeah.
Phil, can we have a picture, mate? He was
Yeah.
off. We were like, oh, thanks, Phil. Ruined.
That's what
Son's crying.
Fabian Delph did that as well.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh, I bet. I always
He
thought
was
Delph
a
was a bit
massive-
dick.
You know.
I did always think Delph's got a bit.
Look me straight in the
Yeah,
eyes. I
he
go,
does.
can I get a picture? He went,
Nah. With you, you haven't a
Looks
lot.
up and down.
Yeah, he did. He just
Yeah.
nah, I'm alright, mate.
yeah. I was like, both from, you know, Leeds, kind of Bradford.
So, if you have bad encounters with players, does that make you wish them worse in their career? Like, do you think that when you see Delph and he like as a howler or something, you're like,
yeah.
I don't really
100%.
need to wish Phil Jones like.
no,
Any
he
bad
don't
I used to
wish him any
really-
bad, like,
I used to
he-
really
He's done it
like-
himself. He's done it
drinks it for
himself.
I just really liked Delph at least because he was class, and then did that.
Don't cry. It's
I
all
cried.
right.
I've already cried too much about it.
I had that with John Carew, same scenario as the Petrov thing, and he just didn't do his window down, just like sped off.
Oh.
It's like,
Do you remember he kicked?
crying.
Do you remember when he kicked a corner flag at like a accidentally celebrating? I think, and he kicked a corner flag at a fan. It hit a fan.
For Villa.
Yeah, and he gave him the shirt after the game. To be fair, so I thought he was quite a nice guy, but
I thought it was going to go worse. Like, he's deliberately
He's
saw the
punched him
fan in
again,
the
punched him
crowd,
again.
pointed him out, he's kicked the flag at him.
I remember when
Thing
he
is-
scored against Blues and like picked up on one of the ball boys once. So it was a good picture of that.
it's nice. Of him.
Go on, you're in.
I thought it was a bit harsh.
Oh, what's that ball boy?
I did meet Patrick Vieira once.
Yeah.
I did find it a bit harsh when someone, after I had my picture with him, someone got a picture and went, "Can you now sign it?" Like he did it on Snapchat. This person.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
can you
pretty
sign it? He went, "No," and walked off.
No, to be fair, that they don't like signing things always, do they?
Yeah.
It's just like. It's that
It's a
thing
bit weird on
people-
Snapchat as well,
No,
isn't it?
Snapchat, he probably did think, but when someone says, "Can you sign it?" I kind of understand it now because so many people just flog them on eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
So it takes a meaning. I always think as well, if you meet someone, I'd much rather have a photo than just get something signed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
nowadays,
you can't buy
yeah.
signed stuff. You can't
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
really a
yeah.
photo of you
Nowadays,
with
I
someone.
suppose back when I had like an autograph book and
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
pictures on phones wasn't really a thing back then, to be fair. But nowadays that's what it would be.
I watched Liverpool against Wigan in a pre-season, and just to like bash
Who are you supporting? Wigan.
Not this again.
neutral, but to go like to have a go, you know, at Liverpool bit, there's loads of little kids like trying to get a photo and stuff like
I think I
that.
saw something like that before as well. With,
No, it was a
yeah, but
different
under
game,
Klopp,
yeah.
I thought I saw something like that.
But they just all walk straight
Yeah.
past the kids.
Sad.
And you know, there's like grown men trying. And you're like, you know, it's fine if you don't give a grown man like a signature, but
Yesterday I saw.
if there's lots of little 5-year-olds,
Who was it? Was it
fair.
Arsenal the other week when they were walking into like the change rooms and stuff? All the ball boys had their hands out and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
They
yeah,
were stood through
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
Just not one of them looked at any of the ball boys. Just walked
Yesterday-
straight past them.
Yesterday I saw some Forest fan, like a dad, literally like a dad, about 40-odd. He had a Congo flag for Samba when he came out for the warm-up. He was literally stood there for about 5 minutes looking at him. Samba just didn't look. He was going, Just stood at the front with all the kids at the front. He was there like that.
Look at me.
Sam didn't even acknowledge it, I don't think.
It's like the same
Hilarious.
type of dads who like write the signs to their kids. Can I have so and
Oh,
so?
yeah.
Obviously, the kid ain't gone out and done that. The dad's done that. Right, you're gonna stand there with this sign.
It's above the fireplace.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold it
Listen,
up.
like
I'm gonna hold that, and you're gonna get me that shirt, son.
Yeah.
It's like that one at Everton sent his kid on the pitch, didn't he?
Oh,
Was it
yeah.
Everton?
Calvert-Lewin gave it to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
That was quite nice, to be fair.
No, his dad's
Calvert-Lewin.
pushed him on the pitch.
Yeah,
Don't leave everybody.
You know,
If you're 25, you're getting...
we're all for one, you know.
But what do you think about?
Can I have your shirt? Can I have your
That
socks?
would have
Can I
been
have your
hilarious when like the stewards come across.
Absolute slacking.
What do you think about this new kind of phase where little kids hold signs up?
We just said like this, didn't we?
What?
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast,
No,
actually.
no, they're holding like little kids holding signs.
Say,
up.
can I have
Or
your
like,
shirt?
can I have your
Yeah,
gloves?
but what's
or-
like? I don't know about that. Don't you think it's just better
It's
when like?
marginally better than the tinfoil and
It's-
FA Cup.
They're both... It's all dreadful, that sort of stuff.
I think that.
It's dreadful, that sort of stuff, isn't it? Really?
Mm,
But if it's the actual...
It
won't be
just-
football
if
without
it's-
it though.
If it's the kid doing it, like actually doing it, but it's usually not, is it? Like you said,
Dad
it's
giving
usually
it
the
to the
dad.
kid to do.
I don't think it'd be football without it though.
I can see you doing it. Like,
Do you know what
I've never
No,
done it
no.
myself. No, I've never done it myself.
Do you know what makes me laugh is when like
I normally do shout at them to be fair.
it's like a kid gets a shirt or something and then like you got like blokes like trying to grab the shirt off the kid.
You
and
see that
stuff
one
like that.
when Bedford gave
yeah, he nicked some
that woman stole the
Millwall. Who
shirt.
was that for?
Is a Preston, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Preston?
Preston. It's champion player final.
Playoffs,
Wasn't it?
yeah. And he someone nicked it off him.
It's
the
that
kid.
woman, didn't it? And she just ran. off.
Unbelievable.
But
But
then-
Bedford got in touch, didn't he? Gave him another top, which is fair enough too.
I did hear though if you apparently players only get like 3 shirts a season or
They have to-
something.
no, they
So
have to
and
pay
then
to
if you
replace
if
them.
you give it away, you have to pay for a new one because the kit man obviously just has.
Yeah,
like-
what a shirt's like
yeah.
90, maybe 90 quid at most for the professional.
I mean
ones.
obviously yeah they've
And
got
they're
money
on,
to do it,
like-
but I mean it's
And
just,
some of them are on like 300 or grand a week.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I'd really expect them to give shirts away most
Forest
weeks.
players
yeah.
do it a lot. Forest players do that a lot, to be fair. Like
Yeah.
recently as well, like especially after a game, they do. Like every day, I think we only drew, and about
I think
5 tops were given.
I think it's more of
Go
an
ahead.
away fan
Yeah.
thing. Like if you're in the away end and you've had a
Yeah.
good result,
Yeah.
they'll go to the away end and do it. Not so much at home, I think.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is more of a like fair
Maybe
play.
down by the tunnel.
Yeah.
There's a little kid down by
Yeah.
the tunnel or something, but
yeah.
The best one probably was that Andros Townsend one away at Man City, and there's a photo, he gave the kid the shirt, and the little kid's face was like, and he was like clutching it like that and everything. And I saw it on Twitter, they'd interviewed the kid recently again, he's like, yeah, Andros Townsend's my hero and everything, I'm going to be,
that's what it's
be
all
like
about,
him.
isn't it?
I'm going to play for Palace one day, I'll go, he's like, oh, he's only about probably like 8 or 9, he's like, yeah, I go to all the games of my gran, she don't really like football that much, but she goes so I can go to the games.
It's about
with
being
her
a
and stuff.
being a role model, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to be a role model.
And then so obviously that brings them to the point that I'd read a tweet and I can't remember who it's from, but someone was saying, footballers have got nicer now than back in the day, and it's like, I kind of think maybe they have, like, people, I feel like obviously with social media, it feels like they get a lot more stick.
I think footballers are more in the public eye now. Obviously, much more because of cameras, social media. Than obviously back then. So it doesn't help them out. But yeah, like you said, I don't know. It probably equals like there's obviously good guys and bad guys in football, like in the
That's
world.
life, isn't it?
It's like, that's life. So, but obviously, like, it's hard to say that they're footballers now are worse than back then.
That's a bit too Sorry, I just couldn't.
Okay, sorry. But
Here's a thought though, so like, do you feel footballers are as much heroes now as they were back then, like, sort of idolised? And I feel like with the transfer market and stuff, what's the average like sort of span for a footballer at a club? 2-3 years? So it's not like, do you think like a long time ago footballers who'd stay at clubs like 6-7 years and they'd become a real like icon or hero of that club? Do you think now there's such a business hard nature of football where it's come and go and the playing roster changes loads? Do you think that's taken away from them being these type of heroes? Because now it's not like, you don't have people like Ryan Giggs or something, he's a hero, he's played for United all his life. You have people who, we call them heroes, but they'll play for you 3-4 seasons and then move when they were like want to go somewhere else. Do you think that's taken away from that sort of like hero nature or that icon? Or do you still think people idol them all the same?
Well, I don't really think we can speak on it because if we get new heroes at like 21, 20, that's a bit. I think it's like, if you're 10 or 11, that's because when we were younger, that was our heroes.
I think you can like a player though.
You can like a player, but if
your favourite player.
but like your heroes are like Gerrard, Lampard.
Yeah, not as in like a
Rooney, whatever.
hero, but it's like a
No,
player.
yeah, but like you don't like when you're younger, you're obsessed over Gerrard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think I think it's the same, to be fair. I think, you know, little kids probably look up to, like, Sterling,
Matty Cash.
De Bruyne, you know, these lot.
Yeah.
Sammy Amiobi.
I think like before social media and stuff, I think young kids that went to football looked up to players simply on their playing ability. It would be your favourite player because he's the best player or he plays in the same position as you or something. But I think now it's got a lot more to do with how they are outside of football
And
as
how
well
active,
as
how active they are.
on the pitch.
Like, for example, St. Maximin. I bet a few Newcastle fans really like him because of what he brings on social media. Like, he's funny, and people like that.
Like people would like him all the same, but would they like him as much if he wasn't such a flair player on the pitch now? Like to watch such average players like last few seasons.
Yeah, let's say he was his Casilla for Leeds.
Yeah.
If he was
the
really
Joker.
active on Twitter and he was funny and, you know, fans like him, would he get less stick for his performances on the
I think you
pitch?
get more if he's, like,
I don't
always
know.
on Twitter.
I think people would be scared to give him more stick because they liked him. Like, I think at clubs, there's players which will get away with having a bad game compared to like the scapegoats because of how they're like interpreted by the fans.
Yeah.
You do get that.
With Maxime though at Newcastle, do you think that will change though again? Like, oh, it's good at the moment because he's doing well, they're doing all right, and the Twitter stuff's funny. If he starts having shocker after shocker, they start sliding down the league again, and he's bantering on Twitter, he'll then become probably the most hated player because they'll be like, you don't get all of that kind of stuff. Even though I personally think that doesn't take away. If you always, I don't expect football players to always be thinking football. I don't expect them to be going home after a defeat and be like crying, facing the wall and stuff. I think you've got to kind of get over it. Whereas fans expect them to just be thinking about playing football all the time and stuff.
I heard an interview. I think it was an interview when going back to Pickford, and he said for England he doesn't feel like he's like hated, which I thought was like a bit surprising, but.
He doesn't feel.
Yeah,
like he's
he feels like he's hated
What?
within the team because like,
Oh, yeah.
nobody likes him.
He said about
Like-
Neville as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like Neville and like
Said
ex-football
English players.
punditry
Yeah,
don't like
so
him.
like people don't help the situation. Like
I
kind
saw
of,
that.
Yeah, so I thought that was a bit surprising he'd come out and say that when he could just be like focusing on his thing. But then again, he's like he said it didn't bother him, but clearly coming out and saying it does bother him.
I don't know though. I think in that case, I understand what he means, that he feels like because he plays for England, there's more attention on him, and logically so, because obviously the media agenda in this country is going to be towards the English national team.
Yeah.
But I also think
I know, like we have players who don't like clubs and we watch them for England and we like them. I mean, but
I think also though, I think English players probably get an easier time than foreign players. I think because like
I think now they do. Yeah.
they get more of a time because you're like, you know, when an English player comes along and he can do all right, it's like they've got that perception of English players being hard workers and stuff where people who behave the same, like, as foreign, say someone like, for example, like Dele Alli compared to like Pogba or someone like that, you kind of think of the treatment between the two, whereas Dele Alli's done a lot like he posts, he's doing a bit of a thing at the moment about posting a joke about coronavirus. Imagine if a foreign player had done that.
It's almost like
the treatment again, you'd be like
you can do several good things and when you do one bad thing, it's gonna get big out of
I
hand.
don't know. It's interesting to see whether
Yeah.
you think. Like just personally, I think they get an easier ride, but a lot of people think they're vilified because they're English. A lot more likely they get harder treatment.
I think, in the Pickford situation, I think someone brought up what was his name, the West Ham keeper who just got out on that. Roberto.
Yeah.
He got a right time with it, didn't he?
But he was awful.
He was.
Yeah, he
Pickford's
deserved
made loads of mistakes.
So that was like one.
I know he's a bad
Burnley
keeper.
game.
I know he's a bad
You
keeper.
should call this podcast the Roberto podcast.
Yeah.
To mention the last
Comes up every
four
week.
episodes.
And rightly so. It's dreadful. How he's ever played Premier League is beyond me.
But also, if Roberto ever listens to this and fancies coming on, we'd actually like to have a chat.
Speak
with
your
him.
story.
We didn't mean it.
Everyone's
great.
like, he sat here and everyone's going, do you know what? We actually thought you were really good. You're just unlucky. A few of
That
them,
Burnley
few
one, you
of
played
them,
so well.
few of them, you know, you had a few like not so, but overall, I think you're a good guy and a good keeper, mate.
If there's any international listeners out there, see if we can contact him and get him on the show.
Anyone who's mates,
Anybody,
someone's mate,
international.
anybody who's
Because he's Spanish.
what?
If anyone's met him down the pub recently in Spain.
Any Spanish people out there who know Roberto?
We
Tell us.
are international, so.
Yeah, apparently so.
There's a few.
Shout out to Malaysia, is it?
Malaysia,
Mexico.
America.
Mexico,
Shout out
United
to
States,
one person who's listened in Mexico. I hope you're enjoying it.
Germany, France.
China.
We'll start talking about the Bundesliga soon.
Yeah, we need to branch out. Sorry if you feel like our content's very specifically English based. That one person who accidentally stumbled and probably went to go listen to a podcast that he thought was very different to this one.
Instead, you're about Roberto every week.
He's probably well into it now though. He's got Roberto posters up in his room.
He's got Connell posters up on his room.
Idol. Connell with a banger. So what are we saying then? Do we think footballers have like got better as people, or do we think they're still just the same?
I think it's just a mix and match of both. Like,
I think they're the same.
yeah, you can't really say as a whole they've become better.
I think they're better than the 90s and like 80s because they all used to just smoke and drink and.
That's just a lifestyle, wasn't it?
But that's what I'm
But
saying.
now they're all on
because
Twitter and doing this and
I
doing
think
that.
because
Yeah,
all
I'd
the
rather
clubs
that
have got
than
like
them.
all the clubs got PR people now who need to clean it all
Yeah.
up, don't they?
Yeah, it's more, it's very PC still.
Which
No.
Yeah, but I think it's just society since the 90s
Yeah.
become more liberal.
Obviously,
so footballers have.
Yeah, it's gonna come along with it, isn't it? So.
I mean, if you look at some of like the stories you hear, even going into like schools like racism treatment of like people with black teammates in the 70s and 80s,
Oh yeah, well.
they would get singled out every time and stuff. So, I mean, obviously society has moved like that, but obviously there are still issues. But I think players have probably become a bit more like they're. It's hard because, I mean, we weren't alive at that time, but I suppose they had more of a connection with players.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was probably more accessible for them, like face to face, person to person, to see the footballers. Obviously now they're quite protected footballers through like getting shot on the team coach.
I do wish they had
Do
less
this,
of a
don't
PR
do that.
thing,
Don't go out on a Friday night. Don't do
I
this.
think it's like Jamie Vardy. Everyone likes him. You know, people might not like him because he's a bit, opposite clubs, but everyone kind of likes him as a player
Yeah.
because he came from non-league. He just seems like a regular
Yeah.
guy, doesn't he?
and he winds everyone up.
Exactly.
Class.
So, he used to come. What you say? Come to training hungover and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like
Troy Deeney as well.
It's just funny. It's just funny, isn't it?
I do think Troy Deeney's like that as well. He's very like
Exactly,
humble and like I know you probably don't like him because the Birmingham link and all that, but I think he's a great guy to look at and that.
I don't know, when you say about that, like, I used to turn up and go, but like, there's a level of professionalism you'd expect from a professional footballer, isn't there?
But was that he wouldn't turn up to Leicester City? He was probably like turn up to what?
Stockbridge or whatever.
Fleetwood in the
Brighton.
conference, whatever it was.
Mm.
Like they still have their jobs, other jobs, so they want to enjoy that. It's not just like football is all them. But didn't Dean not turn up to like a trial because he was down in the park or something with girls?
Yeah. I think the thing is, like,
Weird,
Deeney,
but funny.
even though Deeney, like, if you look at it, he's so much less clean cut than these other
Yeah.
footballers. But he's like, because footballers aren't unfiltered now. Footballers are so protected. Like, you don't know. Right, you see him on the pitch on the weekend, and you see him on social media, but you don't know him.
Yeah.
Like, I think people just, and then, which I think is kind of a bad thing, because I think people then just draw assumptions of what they're not up to. Say someone like Lingard or something like that, like, he gets criticised because you see him on the pitch and he's not so good. Rightly so, he gets criticised on the pitch. And then he's on social media laughing and stuff. But no one's met him. He might be the nicest guy in the world. He
Yeah.
might be quite quiet. He might be shy.
That's
So I
the thing.
always used to think that with Rashford. But I've heard lots of stories about Rashford that he's proper quiet guy. Like, he's a bit like... I saw a video of someone who knew his family and said his family say he's just like, he's quite boring, to be honest. He don't really do it like
We don't really like Marcus Rashford, really. We really want him for the money.
I watched,
He's boring.
Watched something
Marcus.
through BT. It was him and Van Persie, like driving.
Yeah,
Rashford was driving to training or something. Van Persie's in the car, talking about his life. Just a normal lad.
And
Really.
he's just
like,
like...
nothing special. No, fancy.
I seen that was
business.
when they go to like is where he used to play football in the cage or something. There was one way.
And if you were a kid now, I imagine he is a hero for a lot of kids because it's like...
Oh yeah.
And so maybe heroes
Especially
are still
Manchester,
exist then. Maybe they do.
Oh yeah.
And the players do. It's
You do
just
have them,
see,
don't you?
we've grown up and then now we're like... Well, if we do have favourite players, I'd say most of my favourite players... And I don't think I like players for what they do off the pitch. I mainly just judge them for what they do on the pitch, I suppose.
I just don't. To go to McBurney, as I don't understand what's wrong with it.
Reference what you mean.
He was in the Swansea end against
Yeah.
Cardiff,
Yeah.
and he was just being a normal football fan.
And he stuck two fingers up at the Cardiff fans, didn't he? Which any other football fan does.
Well,
No
what-
other football
what
fan
is
gets...
wrong with
yeah,
that?
no other football fan
And all
gets
these like
criticised for it.
family-friendly people who
Yeah.
watch football nowadays be like, "Oh, I don't want my son looking at." But you know, what's
He's
wrong with that? He doesn't hurt. You know, if he's diving into the Cardiff end and throwing
Chucking
punches,
flares.
you know, maybe it's a
Next level, but
we got to tone it down.
It's
a bit.
it's finding that balance, isn't it? Because people say, oh, you know, I want professional footballers to be more like normal people. You want that connection, and then they go and do that, and they get lambasted.
Yeah.
lambasted. What's that mean?
Word of the day.
Lambasted.
It means like shot down. you need to
Lambasted.
expand your vocabulary.
Sorry, my English ain't that
Only,
good.
only me and Tom know these people.
Oh, you just want to chuck that in there. Any potential employers.
Lambasted. Great word.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like he's getting criticised.
I think that's the good point, isn't it? It's like you can't ever have that balance, and I think it's something that's interesting to think about going forward. Is just like whether they have changed and stuff. I mean, we'll move on now. And did we have fantasy games this weekend? Did we?
Yeah, funny one because it's
We did.
It's over 2 weeks, but it's one game.
There was only two games this week. Well, there was three, but then the Man City game got pulled off, didn't it?
So if you're actually only joining us, because I've just thought, if someone's found us on YouTube, it's probably the first time they've watched us. We have a fantasy league. We update it every week. Just talk about
Where
how
is it?
everyone's going,
There it is.
Basically, I'm still top.
And basically, I'm still last.
Yeah.
and that is probably top and bottom of it. I mean, I got 20 points, so I think that's good. But no, Tom got the highest points total this week.
So far, yeah.
If without advance, you might be able to see a graphic of Tom's
We
team.
only
or
have
something
like
now.
2 or 3, 4 players
Yeah.
playing, so.
Lundstrom, he kept with Lundstrom, which is a lot of people got rid of him.
Came off the bench, didn't he?
Albert Lewin with the 11.
I like Calvert Lewin.
I
Yeah.
covered
I think I did as well. I'm still last.
and Lundstrom.
That's the problem. Everyone goes to the same players,
Yeah.
and then everyone picks up points when they pick points. It's
Well,
a bit like-
Lundstrom hasn't been playing, he's been on the bench for a few
Yeah.
games, so people have been taking him out, but
so that's why you'll get like decent for him.
lucky, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be back
Kept
in
him
now.
out.
He scored and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think they'd be putting it back.
I've been forgetting to change my team recently as well. I've
Oh.
got Trent Alexander-Arnold captain this week. Norwich away. Like, it's just so pointless until he gets
This
until he
is
gets
when
5
he's got-
assists and 2
yeah.
goals.
Yeah, that's not actually a bad shout.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we'll
Probably
update
gonna
again
keep it
after
clean
this
sheet.
game week. It's obviously a bit weird one at the moment with the
It's probably not best to explain
winter
it now,
break,
is it?
isn't it? Like, but if you're just joining us up from YouTube, we'll keep updated each week on our fantasy teams.
There's like 110 points between 1st and 5th.
It's almost as good as the Premier
few good
League,
weeks.
isn't it?
That's a triple captain.
Yeah.
I've used my triple captains.
Oh,
Hey, he's on the
yours
first
is
game
decent,
week.
actually. Yours is De Bruyne,
I
wasn't
used it to Bruyne against
yeah.
Watford.
Yeah, yeah. You got
52 points.
yeah,
Oh, that's alright.
like 3 assists.
That's my best week.
Like 3 assists and a goal or something.
Yeah.
Quality,
8-0, wasn't it, that
yeah.
game?
Wow. Forgot about that. Oh yeah, who was
Yeah.
in net for Watford that day?
Was it a certain Ben Foster?
Hey, I don't have person in my bedroom. Like, I'm just like saying he's a good keeper.
Not one of the best.
The
this
best
season.
in the
Sorry,
league.
I'm not having that. I'm
I'm
not
saying
having
he was
that.
best in the league.
Wow, we'll leave it on that. And if you have any opinions on whether Ben Foster is or is not,
That's
best in
Pepe
the league,
Reina.
Great keeper.
doubt it. You can either tweet us or now you could probably put it in the comments below.
Wow.
Considering one of them. Ooh, I feel like a
We're stepping up a
YouTuber.
level. We're stepping up a level.
Remember to like,
Don't be
and
too
Like, subscribe, and peace.
Don't be too harsh about Harvey's hair in the comments, please. There's nothing different about
Or
it.
Tom's face. You can't live that.
Or my attire, so actually. Yeah.
Full kit Connell. Right, cheers for that today, lads.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, remember to subscribe to us, and I'll say it. I don't want to address the camera directly. No direct looks into it. Follow us on social media, listen to us on Spotify, and if you're here, watch us on YouTube. And we'll be back next week with some
Bigger and
more
better.
football chat. Cheers.
Cheers.